Good afternoon. I'm David Dawson and I'm the Greens candidate for Cherry Lake. I firstly wish to acknowledge the people of the Kulin Nation as the custodians of the land on which I'm based and to pay my respect to their elders, past, present and emerging. I'm the Green Party candidate for Cherry Lake and I wish to share a few minutes of your time to explain who I am, what Green councillors can achieve and why I'm standing. This is a very difficult time that we're living through because of COVID pandemic. Almost 800 people have now died in Australia and over 40,000 in the UK where I come from. I offer my condolences for all of these people. The pandemic has shone a spotlight on many of society's problems, but it also gives us a chance to solve these. Who am I? You can tell from my accent that I'm from the UK. I'm proud to be from Accrington in the north of England, and I immigrated to Australia 20 years ago. I've been lucky throughout my life. In the 70s, I was able to go to university and obtained a degree in environmental sciences. In 1978, I embarked on a trip from Accrington to Mount Everest using public transport. This trip was life-changing for me. I met many different people and found most were friendly and kind. Our timing was lucky. We were in Iran about 3 months before the Shah was overthrown, and we were in Afghanistan about 12 months before the Soviet Union invaded. Next came a complete change and a training contract as a chartered accountant. That was in London. And that introduced me to yet another world. One of my first bosses gave me some good advice. He said, on a job, people want to see, firstly, that you can do the job, and secondly, that you care about them. I agreed with this and I found that it worked. My accounting work brought me to Melbourne in 1989, and for a couple of years, I was lucky enough to see Collingwood win a grand final at the MCG before I knew what Aussie rules was and who Collingwood were. I moved back to the UK and became a business recovery partner in an accounting firm. Life was good, but I missed Australia and I moved back to Melbourne in 2001. I've since worked through my own consulting company or worked as a company accountant. I met my partner, Young Mi, who comes from South Korea, in a bushwalking club in 2008. She is Young Mi and I'm Old Mi. A few years ago, Young Mi and Old Mi drove and camped around Australia for 7 months. Whilst exploring, we were looking for somewhere to possibly move to. After 20,000 kilometres, we found Altona, and this has been our home since. 20,000 kilometres to make a move of 20 kilometres was quite an achievement. Altona has many attractions, including Cherry Lake and the wetland, but our favourite is the beach in summer, where we can mix with people from all over the world and go for a swim. What can Green councillors achieve? Are the local elections really worth voting in? I've been interested in politics since my school days. I've watched with hope the growth of Green parties here and overseas. The first Green councillor in Victoria was elected in 1999, not that long ago. Our own Janet Rice was elected to Maribyrnong Council in 2003, and she became the mayor in 2005. The number of Green councillors has continued to grow since then, and at the last election there were 29 Green councillors. All of these Greens councillors have made a great difference to their communities. A great example of the effect of just one Green councillor is here in Hobsons Bay. Our own Jonathan Marsden was elected in 2016 and he became mayor in 2018. Since his election, the council has introduced a new waste system, reducing landfill by 37% and the related costs of landfill. It's also planting thousands of trees and has committed to building a virtual solar power station. The council has also introduced the closure of the foreshore in Altona in summer, which makes a wonderful environment for families and people of all ages to enjoy the beach and the roads nearby. Jonathan told me he is the only councillor with a 100% attendance record at council meetings, and I'm sure he is a driving force in many of these improvements. The Green Party has put forward a Green New Deal as a plan to revive the economy after the pandemic in a sustainable and fair way. The ideas are already being implemented where there are Green councillors. The COVID pandemic has forced us to think local. We've also been reminded how dependent we are on each other. Local councils can maintain and strengthen communities with services such as playgrounds, libraries, leisure centres, and safe, clean, open spaces. Councils can listen to residents and facilitate change. Making retail streets attractive and safe and promoting events will help the recovery from COVID. In the Victorian local council elections, there are 80 Green candidates standing, and we're all working to elect more than 29 this time. So why am I standing? I've been a member of the Green Party for 6 years and I've assisted in many campaigns. In Jonathan's federal campaign, I spent many happy days at the Sunshine voting station, giving out how to vote cards and chatting to voters. I still remember the voter who angrily kept telling me he wanted Pauline's card. Obviously, I didn't have Pauline's card, and he wasn't too keen on the Green Party card. It's always a relief after meeting Pauline's supporters or hearing Donald Trump to then chat to some Green supporters and realise the world is a good place. I now have the time to stand as a candidate myself, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity. I'm inspired by the energy of Green members and supporters. I'm enthused by the thousands of young people in the climate and reconciliation campaigns. I may not have all the energy of youth, but I have the experience, skills and experience to make a difference. Me and young me love living in Hobsons Bay. I'm very grateful to the members of our Hobsons Bay branch for choosing me to be your candidate. I shall work hard to be elected and thank all volunteers for your hard work and enthusiasm. So many Green supporters work really hard to make the world a better place, and I thank all of you. Green councillors can make a real difference in people's lives, and I want to work for that. If elected, I shall seek to incorporate the Greens New Deal in council decisions. I shall use my interest in people and my accounting experience to identify opportunities for green action and to ensure that council services are well run. I was privileged to meet Bob Brown a few years ago. I share the sentiments that were on his Senate business card. It said, caring, optimistic, defiant. We strive for peace, democracy, and a fair goal for everyone. We champion future generations and life on Earth in all its brilliance. The future is green. I should appreciate your help in spreading the Green campaign through posters, leaflets, and social media, and look forward to campaigning with you. Please watch our Facebook pages and volunteer to help if you can. And most importantly, in the October election, vote David Dawson for Cherry Lake Ward. Thank you for listening to this.